Hi all. Right, this isn't Fire in the Lake. No, uh, D-Day at Omaha Beach. Um, I kind of thought I'd like to do the D-Day games. The first time I was going to make a recording, actually, my first attempt, I never came to anything, I never put it up on YouTube or anything, because there wasn't much. But it was, I had D-Day at Pillow set up, and I had quite a good result in the last game I played. And as any of you know that have played any of these games, they're really hard. And DD at Pill was impossible. Well, but I had a really quite close game. Now, whether I got everything right or not, probably you're sort of saying there, nah, you never got everything right. You must have got it all wrong. Um, However, well, that didn't happen, and then time went by, and then I eventually done the enemy action Ardennes, which I really enjoyed. So yeah, and I do have Fire in the Lake on the other table and doing a bit of that, and yeah, I thought I would after any match or then just take a break from recording it, but I actually quite enjoy doing it that way, and I think it keeps me more focused, makes me think right. Sometimes you think, oh, I can't really be bothered, but then you think, well, you do need to. If you stop now and the video just goes stale and people are maybe waiting on the next bit, I mean, well, whether there's a big audience out there or not. However, okay, um, I'd also partly part of my main was to get into this because well, the first ever question that I posted on BGG regarding, and by the way, I've only been playing board games for about 6 or 7 years, so it's not that long that I got into that, and everything's just solo. Occasionally I'll get a friend or two around, but that's very rare. This is my thing. Um, and then obviously got into some of the war game side of it rather than just once I found out about solo board games. And this was one that was always talked about, but I couldn't get my hands on it. It was out of print, and it was like probably extortionate to buy or whatever. However, the DD at Tarawa was accessible at the time, so that was the first one I got and put on the table. I loved it, absolutely loved it. And then I got Pelu and had a shot at it as well. Loved it as well. So I knew I had to get Omaha, and eventually I found a second-hand copy of it. I mean, now it was reprinted with the mounted map and that, but this is just the paper map under Plexia. Um, so yeah, and going back to what I was talking about was if any of you have played any of these games and had to ask any questions, and um, Martin's usually at the other end answering them. Not always, but usually. And I guess going through my enemy action Ardennes playthrough there, I had Martin and John Brown as well tagging along, and I quite liked the banter at times we had, and maybe thought I might get some more of that. No doubt them catching me out with some mistakes, and I don't think we'll maybe pick up too many rules that haven't been talked about before with this game. It's not quite as it's not quite as complex as Enemy Action or Den by a long shot, but it's still a complex game, and it's still quite easy to get little things wrong, which I will hope not to do. Anyway, so yeah, I thought I'd start making a recording of this, see how we get on, and so it might not be that episodes will come out that frequently because I still want to go with that Fire in the Lake. I'm quite enjoying that. The bot, and as the bots in it are just they're just so hard to get your head around. But I'm still quite enjoying it. So I'll share between the two a bit. Okay, so I've not set anything up. And I'm also recording this on this other phone. I eventually got a hold of another phone. I think it's better. I've done a couple of test captures yesterday, and this looks so much better. For a start, I'm recording this on a wider screen. I'm actually getting almost everything in there, and I'm really quite close to the map. So that's good, and the lighting seemed to come through better, because I was a bit concerned the lighting that I've got over at this table. I'm on the other table. It's in the corner a bit, and I didn't want to move the other light across and mess about with all that. So I've just moved the one light across, and I think it works okay. I think the sound seems to come through better on this as well. The panning of the camera feels smoother. I don't know if I'm just imagining that or not. When we get to zooming in, I'm not sure, because I can zoom in quite a bit. So this is going to be a bit trickier to get the hang of. That's probably about as far as I need to go, but I think once you get in a bit closer than that, it starts to blur a bit, and I'm not sure if there's a setting I can adjust to deal with that or not, but I think that looks pretty good. So I'm quite looking forward to trying that out as well. So okay, like I say, I've not set anything up. Now I have over here under my Plexi, I've got, these are all printed out from BGG, I think. I say it's been a while since I've had the game out, to be honest. And it's just showing you the landing table. What's that? US attack results chart. I mean, they're tucked away over at the side there, so I'll probably pop across them and have a look, and we'll go through it together. It'll be a slow process as usual. I've also got the two. Well, we won't be needing this one at the moment. This one's for the advanced game, extended game, shall we say. It's these flip books that. Sorry, I'm looking for somebody's name on it, but again, they're on BGG. Sorry for not being able to know who it is. So I've got the original Play Raids cards are down there in the box, but I don't think I'll need them. So but yeah, I probably will go through using this flip book. I think I started doing that the last time I played, and basically just go through on every page, and it'll keep you straight, you know. I might be able to start moving on a bit more from using it as we get on, but we'll see. And I've got obviously the rule book. It's a bit tattered, to be honest. This is version 2 of the rule book, and I was looking up. I thought there might have been a more updated version of the rule book, but I'm not so sure. The rules I was looking at, I started reading the rules again a wee bit. I didn't get far into it, and then I thought, well, I can probably play this. I mean, this does have bits in it where it says, it shows changes here. But this is version 2, and quite a while back, so I would have thought there's been the other version. But I'll have it on the computer if I need to look up, maybe search for something, maybe find something. Errata-wise, I can't remember. I thought we'd had a page maybe with some errata written on it, but I think, to be honest, these flip charts were quite up to date and had the errata in them. So we'll see how we get on. We can just we'll see how we get on. Right. So I thought I might set up while doing the recording. Not that I'm going to let you watch me place each unit or everything on the map, but just go through it in case anybody's unsure. The setup, that's okay. Right, so we'll do that. We'll get it set up. Right, that's the pause button, Grant. Okay, so we're opened up at page 6. Kind of page 6 and 7. It's the main one, page 7. It starts on page 6. In my book, anyway, setting up for play. So we lay out the map, and we are at the north side. So this is the north, and that's the south. So that's the east, and that's the west. So opposite to how you would think of things, but there is a compass here showing you, reminding you. But you do need to remember that, because certain things move to there's drifts go to the east and drifts to the west. So We do need to know that. And then choose a scenario. Well, I'm going to choose the full scenario. So D-Day at Omaha Beach covers the first 12 hours of the invasion. Turns 1 to 32. 1 to 16 I played with the rules in section 1 to 13. Then 17 to 13, that's extended rules. Okay. So setting up first waves or D-Day at Omaha Beach. Prepare the German nests, right? That's where we're going to go. WNs. Wither stance nests. There you go, that's the best I've got. Sure, it's nothing like it, but WN positions, or that's what they're going to be called, or I might mention a nest from time to time. So it says mix together the 18 WN depth markers face down. Right, so let's do that to start with. Okay, so there we are, 18 WN depth markers, all shuffled up. So we place an unrevealed depth marker in the following 9 WN positions. So 60, 61, 62 north, 65 north, 66 north, oops, was that 66? 68 north, that's here, we've got still to go yet, 70, 72 north, 70, 72 north, and 73. There. Okay. And then place the remaining WN depth markers face down in the WN depth box. So that's them in there. So there's 9 markers in there. There's 9 markers laid out on the map. So next we have to mix together the 18 WN units face down and place them on the map unrevealed as follows. Well, I'll get them out first. Okay, so there's the 18 WN units. Now you can see there's that one's not involved. There's 2 in 88, 6 with 75, and this one with rockets. So they get placed in specific places. So place the 2 with 88 on WN 61. Right, that's the back along here. Right, just on camera. So, and then obviously because it's got a depth marker, there's a depth marker there, it just goes on top. There we go. And the other one was on 72 south. That one didn't get a, yeah. That's right along there, so that was the 88 as well, wasn't it? 72 south, so that's not got a depth marker. Yeah, it says stat units on top of depth markers if present. Place the 6 units with artillery symbols on WN position. So this is the one with 75s on them. So, well, I'll just tell you 60, 62 south, 65 south, 68 south, 70 and 73. So I'll place them out. Okay, so that's all them placed. There's a couple of them. A couple of them got depth markers and a few of them not. And then place a rocket unit on WN 69. So this is one with the rockets, and it goes up there, just on its own. Right, and then place the remaining 9 units on the remaining WN positions. So these 9 that we should have left, 3, 6, 9, they go in the remaining 9 WN positions. There's one here, one here. Now, obviously, this is one as well. This is one because you can't have a depth marker on its own, so the unit's got to go on top of that. So I'll put them on. Okay, so that's all the WN units out in place. Next, we place the 4 German artillery units in their spaces in the German artillery boxes. So that's these 4 here, and they have an inactive side, so if you can get them inactive, then obviously artillery fire, you can reduce the risks from that. So this is the box for the West up here. So you see it's a 11352. It's a 105 artillery unit, and basically it uses the WN position 66, 68, and then also D4. They're the positions. If you shut them off, then these become inactive, if I recall. I think that's if you take them out. I think if there's no German unit in the position, but it needs to be all three of them. So, and then we've got a flak 88 in this one, and that one, there's 4 WN positions there that you've got to immobilise. And so just the same over in the east, well, obviously different positions, and the flak as well. There we go. So then we've got another load of units to be placed randomly in these boxes mixed up. First one, you've got 8, we've got 9 tactical reinforcement units, and they have a T on them. I'll just bring one out to show you there. Right, I don't know how things zoom in with this. I've not messed about with this camera too much. That looks quite clear, I think. It's maybe just automatic, isn't it? So that's got a T on it. So there should be 9 of them, so I'm going to shuffle them up. Okay, so there's the 9 of them. Try and shuffle them up a little bit. I've not got a clue what they are, so... Okay, so... And they go in... Where do they go? They go in this box here. Yeah, so there we go. 9 tactical reinforcements. So the next, we've got 11 divisional reinforcements. They're marked with a D. So... Let's have a look at one there that's got the D. So I'll shuffle them up. Okay, so 11 of them. Just randomised, shuffled up. I'm not cheating, honestly. And they go in this box. Okay, that's 11 divisional reinforcements. And then we've got the Camp Group Meyer units. They're marked with an M, and there's 8 of them. They only come out with an event, I think, if I recall. So anyway, there's 8 of them. Okay, so I've given them a wee shuffle, and they go up in that box along with 4 mobile depth markers as well. I'll just randomly pick 4 out. I've got them all face down here, so there's a random 4 mobile depth markers to go beside them. Okay, so that's the Camp Group Meyer units and our 4 mobile depth markers. And then we're looking for 20 mobile depth markers in this box. Yeah, it does tell you there how many should be going, so it's quite handy to know just to check you've not dropped in the floor or whatever. So I'll get them over and shuffled up. So now they're all there. I've just moved them. I've not seen any of them. I turned them all over and I moved them all up randomly. So I'll pile them up in this box. Probably put them in 2 piles. I'll top over, I think. Okay, so 20 mobile depth markers. And finally we've got 8 building depth markers. That's these guys here. So I'll bring them out. There we go. So then we shuffle and then we'll put them in that box. Okay, now we get to put some of our guys out. So we get the the first tank units that are going to land or attempt to land. There's 8 of them, 4 from the first division and 4 from the 29th division. And the 1st division are this side, which is the east, and the 29th division are over that side, which is the west. Okay, so and you can see the beach landing boxes here. So we've got this one no, it's F's first, isn't it? So FG2, so he goes in here. FG5, and then we have ER3 and ER5, and they just have a but they don't have a turn of entry on them. Whereas, just randomly, this unit here appears on turn 3, with a wee 3 there on the right. Okay, so that's the first division units, and then over the other side we have DW1, DW3, DG2, and DG3, yeah. Okay, so that's our initial setup units. So now we place all the other US units, there's quite a lot of them, except the replacement. Now replacement units are, they have the band through the middle there, and it's like, that replaces, right, maybe I should have got some example to show you. What is that? B118. Oh, yeah, I found them. So there's the initial unit, and it's got 3 steps, 6 strength. When it takes a hit, flips to 2 steps, 4 strength. Takes a hit again, reduces to 1 step, 2 strength, and then takes it again, and that's him. He's gone. So these are replacement units once that other unit takes 2 hits. So, which happens quite a lot, unfortunately. Right, so all the other units are going to go up on the turn track, up the top there somewhere. So I'll get all that set up, and then I'll set aside the replacement counters as well. I like to kind of lay them aside so they're easy to find. Yeah, and that's almost that. A couple of other steps to do just before we start, but I'll get all the units placed, so might take me a while, but the magic of pause. Okay, there's all the units placed up the top of the turn track there, right along. There's a bit of a gap here, we don't get in, and then once you go into the extended game, you get a big bunch, and then a few more before you've then got to just cope with what. You do get a lot of units, but well, you'll see what happens to them. Okay, and we just need to place a turn marker and the phase marker. So yeah, I mean, I guess I'll just put it on top of the stack just now. It's also on turn 1, and the units will come down once we've landed our tanks. Hopefully some of them. Then there'll be the next units to deploy, and then the phase marker. Well, this is your phases of the game here, right through. So, the first phase is the East Sector landing check card. So you might find I don't move this, but we'll see. We'll try and keep it like that, so keep things right. Right, I've still got all my replacements. I wonder if I should just shove them out the way. Before I set them up, but I suppose if I'm just going looking, I can find them. Well, I'll chuck them at the side now, and if I think I've got some time to set them all out, make them a bit more organised. I mean, I'll be able to pause the camera and go and find the unit anyway, so it just makes it a wee bit more time for myself, I suppose. Okay, and then shuffle the cards. Shuffle the cards, place the deck face down beside the map, with room next to the deck for a discard pile. Well, I'll discard, I don't know. To be honest, there's a box right at the end there, isn't there? That's not really used, so I'll probably just discard them into here, or maybe off. Yeah, that would work, wouldn't it? Or maybe off the table, just in case that confuses me, thinking it's, I'm like, what's that card doing? What's it for? And then place all the remaining markers aside for later use in the game. So I've got all my disrupted markers and etc. All my heroes as well. Hopefully we get plenty of them. Right, so we'll get the cards shuffled up. Yeah, I just realised it's more a bit of space to find to put the cards. The actual deck. So I'll just put them there. I know it's blocking some of this terrain chart that I've got, but well, I can always move it if I need to look at what that is. I probably should have left a space there. Yeah. Right, well, never mind. That's for me to deal with. All the markers aside, got the card set up, so we're kind of good to go. Although I'm going to take a pause there, I think. There's the big picture. All ready to go. Yeah, okay. So I'll take a pause just now, and we'll get ready for the first landing. The landing phase. Okay, guys. Cheers. Hi all. Right, on to the first phase of the first turn. So amphibious landing phase. We do landing checks in the east and then in the west. So it's just our tank units here. If I remember correctly, I think you want the best results to get them delayed, but you're not going to get them all that way. Right, we'll see. So we draw a card for the east sector first. So I'm not sure if it's better to leave the card up there or bring it down. Maybe. Right, well, I'll draw the card anyway. Yeah, is it in it? Is it easy enough for me to zoom in there, maybe? Check it out. Not really. I think it might be better for the landing checks just to bring the card down. We'll have a look. Okay, so this is for the east sector. So there's these 4 tanks here. So we have, right, I brought it further down. So it's just the top that we're looking at landing. So it says A diamond, D triangle, and a circle A as well. So that we're looking at the symbols on the tanks, and okay, so the first one's a diamond, and that's an A result. Oh, we have scored here then, because we've got 2 diamonds, and that is the A result on turn 1 for the tanks is delayed. So place in turn 2 space. So both this tank and this tank, that's probably the best result we could get. Oh, and we've got another A. Oh, look at that, Martin. I've started so well. Right, so these 2, right, I'll put them in the turn 2 space, and we'll just work out the other 2. So the triangle is a D, which that one is, and that is lose 1 step and drift 2 boxes east. So he flips and then drifts 2 boxes east. Right, and then you're not meant to land them until the last step. Once you've done all this, but I think it's just as easy just to land them now. So they're going into just the low tide at the moment. As things move along, we then hit the mid tide and then the high tide, and things that get left down in the low tide when we're on the mid tide get eliminated, and high tide as well. So Yeah. So, and then this last one's another A, which is perfect. So that's delayed as well. So, doesn't seem like it's great. It's getting moved, but all the other options are to lose steps. Okay, it's not going to let us do an awful lot on our first turn, but I think it's the best result. So just to show you, there's no units in the second turn space. So these 3 tanks just get delayed by onto the second turn. Okay. Right, and so basically that's that card done. So we just put that back up. This is where it should be placed. It's just quite far away. So, and then I'll draw the next card. So this is for the west sector. We're going to have a look at them. Right. So unfortunately, we've not got 2 A's. that's what you want. You want the A's. So we've got 1 diamond, 2 circles, and a triangle. So the diamond is an A. So that's the one that is delayed. So he gets delayed. So that's good. The next one, the triangle, is a B, so that's that one, and unfortunately that's eliminated, so he's gone. Now it's only the infantry that go in the lost box, isn't it? Yeah, okay. So that's that tank eliminated, and the circle is a D, and both of them are lose 1 step and drift 2 boxes east. So I'll just move that along a bit. So he takes a step loss and moves 1, 2. Right, and I'm just landing him, right? So, and then he takes a step loss. And goes 1, 2, and then lands as well. Actually, I think I got the habit of like turning them that way, just to, yeah. It's been a while since I played this game, but I like to, whenever I move the unit, that's what I like to do with it, just turn it. So this other unit was delayed as well. So we've got 4 tanks that were delayed, and 3 that took step losses and drifted, and only 1 that was eliminated. So it could have been worse. So that card gets put into there right away. I forgot to move that phase marker. That should have been the next phase. Okay, so that's a landing. No. Yeah, quite often can forget this bit as well. So I'll just try to go through this sort of, what was it they call it? A flip book. So you'll have to check for mines, but that only happens after turn 4, I want to say, something like that, is it? And then now all units would then land, but I've done that. I don't think there's a great issue with that. That's the way I've always done it. I've like drifted the unit, dropped its steps, and then landed it. Because I don't think there's anything that comes in between that could cause that a problem. So then we place the units from the turn track in their designated boxes. So we're on turn 1, so we bring that big chunk of units out here, and we'll put them in their beach landing boxes. So I'll go and bring them down. So yeah, there's quite a lot of units here we can see, and they've all, their well-on ones tell you exactly where they're getting placed. So we've got what, FG4 there with that tank, FG5, give me a tweezers, FG2, and then we've got ER2, ER3, and ER6. Okay, and then over the other side, quite similar, EG2, EG3, DR2, DR3. So these are infantry and these are tank units, obviously. And then We also get, what's that, DG4, he's way down there. These are Ranger units, so it's got that bottom bit shaded in. And these get free moves, they don't need to use an action to move. And that's CH2, so that's way down there. Okay, so that's us placed the units for the next turn, and they'll come in on the second turn's landing phase. We'll draw cards to see what happens to them, but it changes up a little bit. Between turn 1 and 2 it changes, and then it changes again 2 or 3 more times, I think. Okay, so I think that's us finished with placing units in the beach landing box. So then you would move on to the first event phase, which is here, but we skip that on turn 1. So now the Germans get to fire, and we get a fire card for the east and then a fire card for the west. So I'll keep my phase marker moving just now, I remember. So okay, let's see what happens here then. Okay, so I'm just going to draw the card and bring it down. Bring it down here. So this is for East Sector German fire card, right? Right, well, I'll put it down there so I can see. Now we can see the German units as well. Okay, so now we're looking at the very bottom bit here. This middle bit's about the event, but we skipped that on turn 1. So you've got the landing part, the event part, and then the German fire part with possible artillery fire as well. Fortunately, this has artillery fire, but fortunately it doesn't start till turn 4. Yeah, okay. Yeah, when was the mines started then? Did it not tell you on this? It mentioned mines and then if landing card included exploding mine symbol. Oh, turn 1 to 5. No, turn 1 to 6, no check required. Turn 7 to 16, yeah. Okay, so that doesn't start until turn 7. Okay. Right, so German fire phase, right, so we're looking at the 3 colours here. So we've got orange or gold in it, I don't know what, I'll call it one of the 2. Purple, blue, right, and we're not concerned with we're not concerned with any letters. We are still concerned with, that's an armor symbol. Now, I'm just trying to get back up to speed here with this game. It has been a while since I played it, so I might talk rubbish at times, but hopefully I'll get things right when it comes to actually doing them. Fingers crossed. No doubt somebody will tell me. Okay. Yeah, so I was just reminding myself there, the fact this is a double purple means that it has to it has to have a depth marker. So this nest is a purple and it has a depth marker. If that unit was just on its own, then it wouldn't trigger that one because it's double. Now, if it was just single, like this orange is, it doesn't matter if it's depth or not, it'll fire. So that's the difference between the 2. Fortunately, the first phase of attack, this is the only unit that can be hit. Well, what was it? Delayed the other 2. What happened? We delayed 2 of them. Did one of them get eliminated? Oh no, yeah, we delayed 3 of them. Yeah, that's right, because we got 2 A's, didn't we? And yeah, okay. So we've only got this unit. So he's in steady fire of purple, orange, and green. So this nest would hit him. This nest would hit him, and these nests would all hit him. But he is armoured, and this is where this armour symbol comes in. If he was in a blue circle, if there was a blue circle there, then this would indeed hit him. However, he's not, so it's purple steady fire, isn't it? That's steady fire. Where are we? Steady fire. Yeah. So if it was in an intense fire, then it would still hit him, whether he's armoured or not. But because he's in steady fire, they would need to have the armour symbol. So that armour symbol would need to be in purple or orange, or if it was green. So and then the steady fire part also it needs to match the symbol here as well. So he gets lucky both ways because he's a triangle. He's not a diamond. So so I think I'm right in thinking that's that, isn't it? It's just that unit that fires, yeah. And then if any of these colours had disrupted German units, they would remove their disruption. That's right, I think. Yeah, and then artillery doesn't start till turn 4. But that's us only completed the east sector. So we'll move the phase marker along, and we'll get the west sector. So we've got 2 units to concern ourselves with this time. So there we go. So we've got double red, purple, and blue. Now this guy is in red, and this guy is in green. So but fortunately it's not got the armour symbol, so this red would fire, but because this is armoured, I know it matches the symbol, but it still needs to be armoured for it to hit. So no hit there and no hit there, so all good. Right, so the next phase would be an event card again, but we don't start that until turn 17. Then you've got the engineer's phase, that doesn't start until turn 2, and then we have our action phase. Okay, so this is when we can start doing something. Okay, so actually, once the old guys landed, I should have done that with them because they've not had an action. It was just to get the landing. You'll see it does matter a bit once there's more units to land. It's quite handy to do that as they land. But once you then move on to the event phase, I should really have turned them back because now they've got possible action. Now we only get 2 actions per sector. But there are some free actions that come into things depending on what you're doing. But none of what we're doing just now is going to be a free action. So, and generally, with the first few tanks that you've got, you're either considering taking a chance and getting up towards the shingle here, or having a go at barrage in certain positions to disrupt them. But it's tricky when you're reduced, and it's even trickier when they've got depth markers. So, and the fact that this green one's got 2 positions, you could disrupt this one, and green could still fire from this one. So it's not so easy to do an awful lot, really. So this guy is, and he could attempt to disrupt purple, orange, or green. Purple, orange, green. Well, purple and orange are both depth marked, and green's depth marked, and it's another unit. So what is it we need if we're trying to, if it were just 2 strength? Hang on. Okay, here's my wee US barrage table. I kind of wish I'd maybe move things across a bit more. I'm off over at the one side now, but no, I've started this way. I'm going to have to live with it, I think. So here's the strength of the unit. So it's in this column because he's only got 2 strength. And the German units Well, let's just say I'm picking on the purple one, shall we say. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. So let's say it's the purple one. So it's a unit with a depth marker. So at German depth, it's yes here, right? So in this, what we do is we draw a card and you see if what you get in here. And basically, if you've got 2 strength and they've got a depth marker, you can see if I draw the card and there's not the position colour or the symbol, then nothing's happening at all. If I get the actual symbol but not the colour and he's got depth, nothing happens. And if I get the position colour but not symbol and he's got depth, nothing happens. So when he's not got depth, you've got a chance there, but so it's the bottom line we would be looking at. So we need to get the position colour and the position symbol, and it doesn't matter if he's got depth or not, and we would disrupt him. So we need a purple triangle, and what we do is we draw a card off the top, and if it happens to be purple on the card and we've got a triangle as a symbol, we disrupt the unit. So, the chances of that are slim, but so that's talking about having a go with this unit on here. And you can barrage because he's in the field of fire, so you can barrage purple, orange or green. Maybe I mentioned that already. Green's kind of pointless because there's 3 of them. The orange or the purple, but I need to get an orange triangle or a purple triangle. So my other options are a move into one of these 2 hex. Well, I mean, yes, you can move sideways as well, but well, is it an awful choice that moving into there, because he's in steady fire there, and then his next move he could move into there, which is steady fire, so maybe that's not terrible. But if we do move into one of these 2, then we're in intense fire from purple and orange, or they're intense fire from orange and green. So it doesn't matter the fact he's armoured or not. If orange or green come up on the card and if he's in that hex, he's toast. So this is the decision you've got to make. But the fact you only get 2 actions, I mean, if I use an action to move him here, then next turn I've got all these units coming on. I mean, the infantry will get 3 moves. Well, we'll discuss that when it happens. But, I've still got an R2 tanks coming on, so I don't know if that's... You've got to take your chances in this game. And sometimes just moving into here or here. And you could get lucky. Yellow and purple might not show up. Yellow and green might not show up. It's a gamble. Okay, I was really considering moving this guy along, but although it sounds kind of harsh, I could be using this as a bit of cannon fodder. You've got to consider that once this unit lands, and he might drift, but let's just say he lands in here, then if a purple or orange diamond was to come up, he would take a hit. But if I had this tank, which I'm going to do in here, and a purple diamond, hold on, he's going to get 2 hits anyway, isn't he? Yeah, so that doesn't really cover it either, does it? Right. And if we'd done it the other way and went orange or green, yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to take my chances with that though. So I'm going to move him to there, and we need to pay an action for that. So we get 2 of these. Unfortunately, the other action's wasted because I've not got anybody else who can move on the east sector. Hang on, is it maybe not better? Hang on. Yeah, actually, I'm going to take that back. I'm actually going to move it into... Oh, well, I don't suppose it matters. You can still move into there next, assuming you're still alive, Grant. It's just, if you're going to fire up a slope, which is what these are, both the unit and the strength get doubled, I believe. Is that right? Unit and the depth get doubled. Whereas if you're trying to attack across shingle, which is what that is, it's just the unit that gets doubled, not the strength, not the depth marker. So, but yeah, I can still move into that hex. Yeah, okay, well, let's go with that. Right. So across this side, these guys are a wee bit more. They've got a wee bit more freedom, because you can see if he moves into here, there's only one intense fire symbol, and this guy could move here or here, and again there's only one intense fire symbol. This guy also has the potential for a barrage, because this, you can barrage green, and this is green, but it's not got a depth marker. So rather than go back to that table again, it means that because he's not got a depth marker, if we hit the colour, if we just draw a card with green, then we get to disrupt him. So if we're able to do it this turn, then next turn we can freely move into that green without fear of him getting a shot at us. So, right, and this one could fire at red or orange, but again, you need symbol and colour for that. So I'm going to take my chances with this one and just move him into here. Do we take a barrage here or take our chances? I think because it's just single step, I'm going to take my chances and move in, because we're going to bring in, although like I've said, the infantry units are going to get a free move, and they get a preservation move to start with to get up towards the shingle. So, but the two moves that we do get, we've got two full strength, well, fingers crossed, full strength tanks coming on, and we'd be liking to use them to do something. So if I just barrage with this guy just now, then it means my next turn I'm going to use an action to move him, and then one of the tanks won't get the chance, Mind you, it's a really good position to be here if you can get in with that tank, because these are just sporadic fire. I don't think they can touch him at all. I can't remember exactly what that does, but it's not a very powerful fire. Yeah. You know what? We'll have a go at this. We'll have a go at Barrage in here. So he's going to stay where he is, take an action to Barrage. Now he only needs the colour. Unfortunately, the symbol's not any good, I don't think, is it? The symbol. Oh no, yeah. Oh, my bad. Oh, is it just the symbol? Is it not the colour then? Yeah, because we're only 2 strength. Yeah, it's not. The colour doesn't do it. It's actually the symbol. Yeah. That feels a bit trickier. Right, I'm not going to do that then. I'm going to take my chances. I think when they're full strength, when they're 4 strength, then they get, if it's an S that doesn't, well, if it's a unit that doesn't have a depth marker, then it's either colour or symbol, I believe. Okay, so we're just going to take our chances and move up then. I think that's going to be that. Right, so that's it. That's pretty much all we can do. Well, we only had 3 tanks there, so there's going to be an awful lot happening. But next turn's a bit different. We get a lot more units landing. So, got the card situation. So we've had, that was the use action phase. That's if you happen to have, that's not a phase, it's just where you put cards if you do barrage. So then we come to here, so we discard all the cards that are drawn, And then we would check for shuffle. If it shows on the turn track that we would shuffle the deck, we shuffle it up. But I don't think that happens till turn 3 or 4 maybe, something like that. So we then move this all the way back to phase 1. I'll discard the cards and we'll get ready for remove the turn track marker onto turn 2 and we'll get ready for that. But again, this is it's a bit of a glare that, and I tried to fix this already, but just zoomed in a bit too much there. Zoomed out a bit too much, I think. Right, this is really just a tester as well, so I'm hoping that it's looking alright, because I'm not, with this phone, don't know how it's going to come out, so that's me put the first turn together with a bit of setup and that, so hopefully you'll see the video, and we can move on to turn 2 sometime soon. Okay guys, cheers.